You are listening to Learn Thai กล้วยๆ podcast, where learning Thai is as easy as peeling a banana. สวัสดีค่ะทุกคน Welcome back to Learn Thai กล้วยๆ podcast ยินดีต้อนรับสู่รายการ podcast Learn Thai กล้วยๆ podcast กับครูสมุก by BananaThai. It's been a while since the last episode that I uploaded. I hope that you've missed my podcast series and now you're with me ค่ะ I will teach you a very interesting topic.How to speak Thai politely and formally. In my courses like intensive Thai course or intermediate Thai on Fridays, I normally teach practical Thai. However, I also see the importance of learning to speak Thai in a polite and formal way. For example, when you have to work in the Thai corporates, or Thai organization where you have to be kind of professional and formal, or just in general, like when you contact with the call center or like the customer service, you have to use formal and polite language. So this podcast will be very useful and interesting for you to learn. Before we start with our lesson, I would like to remind you to subscribe or like and share this podcast for your friends who are learning Thai. This podcast will also help them to improve their Thai in a fun way as well. So feel free to like and share with your friends. Alright, let's start this lesson together. As I mentioned before, that there are some situations that you need to be polite and be formal, just to be nice, because Thai people normally speak nicely when they talk to stranger. So these are the scenarios that you can use all of the knowledge that you will learn in this podcast. The first step that you can do in order to speak Thai politely and formally is to add a polite particle. I think you know this polite particle already, like the word ka, naka for ladies, of course, and then krap and nakrap for gentlemen. For the word ka and naka are used differently. The word ka is used for a statement. When you want to inform something, when you want to say something, you use ka with falling tone ka. Alright? For example, ฉันสบายดีค่ะ I'm well. Right? While the word ka, high tone, ka is for question like คุณสบายดีไหมคะฉันสบายดีค่ะ See? Question, you use ka, and statement, you use ka. And naka, not naka, okay? It's naka with high tone for the word ka. Naka is used when you want to inform some information. ฉันแพ้กุ้งนะคะ As in, you want to inform someone or the chef that you are allergic to shrimp. So you say, ฉันแพ้กุ้งนะคะ Alright? Same thing with the word krap and nakrap. Krap can be used for both statement and question. Why the word nakrap is used when you want to inform something. For example, ผมชื่อไมเคิลครับ My name is Michael. คุณมาจากประเทศอะไรครับ See, even though it's a question, it's still krap the same. And if you want to inform someone particular, like information, you could say วันนี้ผมมีประชุมตอนบ่ายนะครับ Today I have a meeting in the afternoon. When you use this polite particle, you already complete the step 1 to just be polite and formal. Congratulations! ยินดีด้วยนะคะต่อไปค่ะ step ต่อไป next step. I would recommend you to speak full sentence rather than just short and try to shorten everything. Like, let's say if you want to say อยู่ที่ไหน which mean like คุณอยู่ที่ไหน where are you? Sometimes if you shorten this phrase, you say อยู่ไหน as in like where are you as well, but it's too short and that's why it's not polite and it's not formal. If you want to speak it formally and politely, you change it to คุณอยู่ที่ไหนครับ As you can see that please do not skip the subject of the sentence, right? So you have the word คุณ and then อยู่ที่ไหน you say ที่ไหน as where instead of just ไหน alright? So you speak it like in a full word คุณอยู่ที่ไหน and end with the polite particle ครับคุณอยู่ที่ไหนครับ where are you instead of just อยู่ไหน Let's see another example. I'm asking for a sick leave. You say ดิฉันขอลาป่วย See, it's when you ask for sick leave, it's more like in a formal setting, professional setting at work. So that's why you say ดิฉันขอลาป่วยนะคะ I would like to ask for sick leave. Alright? If you want to be a little bit more formal, let's say more formal when you speak to like customer service, you call yourself for especially for females, you call yourself ดิฉันนะ ดิฉัน or ฉันนะ Well, normally Thai people never say the word ฉัน like rising tone, even though it's written like ฉันชอชิงไม่อ่านอากาศนอนหนูฉันนะ But in reality, Thai people say ฉัน or ดิฉัน just to be more formal.Okay, when I say formal, you don't talk like this to your friends, like nor your colleagues. You just say ฉัน But when you speak with like customer service or operator, if you contact something with the government or with some kind of organization, you call yourself ดิฉัน Alright, just this is a tip for you. The second step, done. Speak a full sentence with the personal pronoun.And again, don't forget to add the particle, the polite particle at the end of the sentence. Now, step 3. Refresh casual vocabulary with the polite and formal ones. I have 5 different commonly used words that can be replaced just, for the normal word that you use to make your sentence sound more polite. Alright?Actually, there are so many ways to speak polite Thai. However, I feel it not so practical. That's why I handpick only 5 words. Start from the first one, ค่ะ The word to eat. Normally, if you want to say to eat, you say กิน right? กิน is a middle. Let's say middle level. That is actually worse or like lower.One that you can use, which is the word dag. Don't use it. Okay, you can use with your friends. I mean, like I've found it very, very strange to hear foreigners saying dag or saying something that is like a low level word. I think you just stick around with the word gin as to eat. But if you want to speak formally, like when you want to speak with your boss or your colleague that you like your senior colleague that you are kind of like that you respect, then you use the word ทาน alright? The word ทาน is from the word รับประทาน which is very formal. Like you can use this for like writing. But when you speak it, you just say the word ทาน For example, instead of saying กินข้าวหรือยัง or just กินข้าวยัง for your friends, if you speak with your boss, then you say คุณทานข้าวหรือยังคะ or คุณทานข้าวหรือยังครับ See, firstly, you add the personal pronoun, which is คุณ and instead of say กินข้าว you say ทานข้าวหรือยังครับ or ค่ะ คุณทานข้าวหรือยังคะ Have you eaten yet? In a polite way. So ทาน instead of กิน ต่อไปค่ะคำศัพท์ต่อไป next vocabulary, the word to drink.Normally in Thai, you can use the word กิน for drink, like กินกาแฟ กินเหล้า like to drink alcohol, กินเหล้า right? กินเป๊ปซี่ กินโค้ก You can use the word กิน for to drink. But if you want to speak it a little bit more politely, you use the word ดื่ม instead. Instead of asking วันนี้อยากกินอะไร วันนี้อยากกินอะไร What do you want to drink today?You can speak it more politely and change the sentence to be วันนี้คุณอยากดื่มอะไรคะ Add the subject, change the word กิน to the word ดื่ม and add polite particle คะ at the end. วันนี้คุณอยากดื่มอะไรคะ And if you want to answer, you can say อ๋อดื่มกาแฟก็ได้ค่ะ I can drink coffee. พอดีฉันไม่ดื่มเหล้าค่ะ cause I don't really drink alcohol you say ดื่ม instead of กิน as to drink ต่อไปค่ะคำศัพท์คำที่3นะคะ the word to know is รู้ or รู้ว่า right however if you want to speak it politely you have to say ทราบ the word ทราบ is really weird in writing we use a fake cluster ทอทหารรอเรือ as so sound right so ทอทหารรอเรือสระอาบอใบไม้ it's pronounced ทราบ like soสระอาบอใบไม้ same pronunciation but it's written with ทอทหาร and รอเรือ alright so you change from the word รู้ to the word ทราบ for example if you want to say I don't know normally you would say ไม่รู้ or ผมไม่รู้ครับ if you want to speak politely you say ไม่ทราบค่ะดิฉันไม่ทราบค่ะif you say I knew it already instead of saying รู้แล้ว you just say อ๋อทราบแล้วค่ะทราบแล้วครับ there is a phrase if you want to like how to say require some information from other people you can start your sentence with this phrase ไม่ทราบว่าไม่ทราบว่า it's the meaning is like you know it or not whether blah 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 for example ไม่ทราบว่าคุณชื่ออะไรหรอคะ as in what's your name basically it's like what's your name but you add the phrase ไม่ทราบว่า at the beginning of the sentence to make it very formal and polite right if you speak to the stranger or like ไม่ทราบว่าหัวหน้าจะมาทำงานกี่โมงวันนี้คะ like what time หัวหน้า which is the boss what time the boss will come to work today but you add the word ไม่ทราบว่า you know it's just a Thai way so the word ทราบ as the word รู้ or to know and the phrase ไม่ทราบว่า plus a question just to make it formal when you ask the question alright ต่อไปค่ะ number 4 if you want to ask for help you use the word ช่วย right ช่วย is to help for example ช่วยซื้อกาแฟให้หน่อย can you please buy me a coffee however if you want to speak politely asking for some request or some help instead of saying ช่วย you say รบกวนรบกวน actually means to bother it's like may I bother you to do something so for example instead of saying ช่วยโทรกลับหน่อยครับ as in please call me back you say รบกวนโทรกลับหน่อยครับ see it sounds more polite for Thai so change from the word รบกวน well change from the word ช่วย to the word รบกวนนะรบกวนโทรกลับหน่อยนะครับ please you know call me back รบกวนติดต่อกลับนะครับ please contact me back รบกวนส่งอีเมลให้หน่อยครับ could you please send me an email in a very polite professional and formal way now come to the last word ค่ะ the word person normally if you want to say people or person you use the word คน right คน but if you want to speak Thai politely you use the word ท่านทอทหารสระอานอหนูไม่เอกท่าน with falling tone for example มากี่คน as in how many people of you you always ask with this question like มากี่คน when you go to a restaurant and like they ask you how many people มากี่คนครับ and if they want to be very very polite they would ask you มากี่ท่านครับ or กี่ท่านครับ and then you can get back to them สามท่านครับ as in สามคน but in a polite way alright so these are in the third step of replacing casual vocabulary polite one I hope that you can follow and get benefit so far now I would like to put everything that you just learned with me in a very practical setting สมมติว่านะคะสมมติว่า as in like let's assume that คุณทำกระเป๋าตังค์หาย like you lost your wallet right? You lost your wallet. ทำกระเป๋าตังค์หาย You make your wallet gone. Let's say like you lost your wallet. And you want to go to the like customer service counter and ask for it because you were at the shopping mall before today and it's just gone. And you come back to the customer service counter and ask for it. So in this case, you want to be a little bit more polite, right? Because you speak to the employee, to the staff there. So let's take a look here. A. Say สวัสดีค่ะพอดีว่าดิฉัน instead of ฉันทำกระเป๋าตังค์หายที่ห้างเมื่อเช้านี้ I lose my wallet at this shopping mall this morning. And don't forget that you want to end your sentence with the word ค่ะ And then I use the phrase ไม่ทราบว่ามีพนักงานท่านไหนเจอกระเป๋าตังค์สีฟ้าบ้างไหมคะ See ไม่ทราบว่า normally you can just cut it out but if you want to speak politely to ask to require some information มีพนักงานท่านไหน instead of มีพนักงานคนไหนเจอกระเป๋าตังค์สีฟ้าบ้างไหมคะ Do you know whether any employee found the blue wallet? So this is a translation, right? ไม่ทราบว่ามีพนักงานท่านไหนเจอกระเป๋าตังค์สีฟ้าบ้างไหมคะ Then the employee, the staff got back. ทำหายตอนประมาณกี่โมงคะ Like around what time that you think that you lose the wallet? Then A get back and say, อ๋อไม่ทราบเลยค่ะ See, instead of saying ไม่รู้ค่ะ as in I don't know, she said ไม่ทราบเลยค่ะ I don't know it at all. มาทานอาหารที่นี่ตั้งแต่8โมง I come to eat here ทานอาหาร see the word ทานyou can say ทานอาหาร or ทานข้าวนะมาทานอาหารที่นี่มาทานข้าวที่นี่ instead of มากินข้าว right มาทานอาหารที่นี่ตั้งแต่8โมง I've been here to eat food since 8. ถ้ามีพนักงานหรือลูกค้าท่านไหนเก็บไว้ได้ as in if there is an employee or ลูกค้า is customer ท่านไหน like if there is any employee or the customer normally you just use the word คนไหน right but if you want to speak politely you say ท่านไหนเก็บไว้ได้ who you know like who kept it รบกวนโทรกลับด้วยนะคะ as in ช่วยโทรกลับด้วยนะคะ but more polite so รบกวน in this case is a polite way to say please or please help right so รบกวนโทรกลับด้วยนะคะ and then the employee just responds อ๋อได้ค่ะ Let's listen to these sentences again สวัสดีค่ะพอดีว่าดิฉันทำกระเป๋าตังค์หายที่ห้างเมื่อเช้านี้ค่ะไม่ทราบว่ามีพนักงานท่านไหนเจอกระเป๋าตังค์สีฟ้าบ้างไหมคะทำหายตอนประมาณกี่โมงคะไม่ทราบเลยค่ะมาทานอาหารที่นี่ตั้งแต่8โมงถ้ามีพนักงานหรือลูกค้าท่านไหนเก็บไว้ได้รบกวนโทรกลับด้วยนะคะได้ค่ะ See so this is how you speak Thai formally Don't think about the word formal is something that it's too formal. Sometimes you need it, for example, in this scenario or this situation. Alright, that's it for this podcast. I hope that you learned a lot and you can use this knowledge to apply to your daily life. Before we end this podcast, I would like again to remind you that please check out my website www.bananathaischool.com and go to the course session because you will see all available self-paced online Thai program taught by me in case you want to improve or learn Thai in fun and practical ways. See you in the next episode แล้วเจอกันนะคะบ๊ายบายค่ะ